A carpenter I'm not, and I'm mounting my UAP AC Pro 802.3 AF PoE wireless router switch, or wireless access point. And we're going to be putting it in there, right up there. So let's get to it. Honestly, doesn't even look like the right hardware, but yeah, I guess it is. And I have my doggy with me here, and we're house sitting. We're house sitting a couple more dogs, which are a puppy and another doggy that's my doggy's age, and they're really all great dogs. I am a big dog fan myself. I love dogs. I'm not a cat fan, but I do love my puppies. And usually when I'm drilling into drywall, I try to do it when my wife's not home, because it basically just upsets her. As again, I am not a, like I said, I'm not a carpenter. That was a bone of contention between me and my father, because my father started out anyway in the construction business and made quite a bit of money doing it. He wasn't a carpenter. He was a businessman that basically knew that after World War II, there'd be a lot of servicemen coming home, and they needed someplace to live. So he and some family members got together and started building small houses, like the one I'm in right now, actually. Whoa. Hope my battery lasts long enough in the camera for this. And I'm into the closet right now, and I've got to get this step stool, or as my good retired painter friend says, a bucky, because that's what they do. They're like a bull. They buck you right off if you're not careful. There we go. We're through. A couple cool little tools if you're just starting out with running cabling. Maybe it's an easy way to make some money. And I know it was for me when I started about 20 years ago. Pulling cable is a resi tester. And this is a cool little device that does telephone, coax, network, and tone. And I'll do a network here. If you can see that on the screen, it will basically tell you what's open or crossed or broken in your pinouts on the RJ45s for network. And it's handy. What it does is it comes in two pieces. You plug your one end in on this, and then you test from the other end, and it will tell you whether or not your pinout is correct. That's a very, very handy tool to have. and it's not very expensive. They're probably even cheaper than what I paid for now at that time. And the other one is a nice little wire stripper unit to just go around the Cat 5 or Cat 6. So you just pop that in there and loop it a couple times. And if your blade is sharp, which this one is, it strips out and does a nice cut on your outer shield. So that's another thing. That saves a lot of time. And then, of course, a good pair of crimpers. So just a little tip on that. And again, I'm going to go ahead and terminate these ends, test them, and I'll be back. Always make sure that the clip is to the bottom. All right, so I'll be back. I'm going to go terminate the other end and test it with my Resi tester, and then we'll get it hooked up. So the other thing with this is these Unifi access points are PoE. This has passed the pinout test on both ends. So that's, again, the Resi tester. Great thing to have. It'll tell you whether there's shorts in telephone wires, whether there's power on it, power over Ethernet. It'll tell you whether or not there's voltage on the line. It does coax and toning, although it's not one of the best toners in the world, in my opinion. Anyway, okay, so we are pretty much ready to hook up the PoE injector in the office and then mount this and plug it in, and we'll be good to go. So now we've got to mount our PoE injector, which is this device right here. There are two, I've got to get my glasses. There are two inputs. One is PoE that has the red, and then the other one, which is line, right here. That's a great point for it. Okay, right behind my Synology DS918 Plus, which is my file server for literally everything. So what I want to do is mount it on this mounting bracket, and I'll need to get a couple screws. Okay, so to recap, we have the PoE injector on the wall mounted back there. We're ready to go ahead and plug the Unifi AC access point in out here. And on the back of this, there's two plugs, two RJ45s. One is secondary and one is the main. That one with my thumb on it is the main. And I see a boot light happening. And while that thing's booting up, we'll go ahead and clean up a bit to see if the Wi-Fi has come back on. I am connected to the Wi-Fi access point with my iPad, and it does appear that we have the Unifi network up and running. Outstanding. And that's mounting a Unifi access point with PoE injector. Have a great day, everybody. I'm Jay with jrweldy.net.